Welcome to Xenon Connect's guide to share capital in Xero. In this guide, we'll look at how to record share capital that's been introduced into your company within the Xero package, whether it be one shareholder or multiple shareholders. We'll look at how to record share capital that's been paid in excess of the nominal value of the shares via the share premium account. We'll also look at how to record unpaid share capital in Xero, and we'll also look at adding different classes of shares within Xero, within the chart of accounts. The full article is available at xenonconnect.com/blog, and don't forget to hit subscribe. To allocate money that's been paid in by a shareholder to the share capital account, we want to find the payment. So we go into Reconcile Bank, and we scroll down until we find the payment. Okay, so here's a payment for £100, which is in respect of £100 worth of share capital, and that's the nominal value, is £100 in total. So we put the name of the person that's paying. Now here, we want to go and drop down, or you can just type in share capital. Go down to the bottom. Capital ordinary shares. 950 is the default account, and that's in the equity section. And we'll give this a description. Make sure that no VAT is selected there, because there's no VAT on shareholdings. And we click OK. If you've got multiple shareholders that have paid money into the business bank account and you want to allocate them to the share capital account in Xero, then you have to find the amounts coming into the bank first via the reconcile screen. Okay, so here's the first amount. It's a transfer of £50 for £50 worth of share capital. So we fill in the who if you want to add a contact to it. Then again, we put 950, which is capital ordinary shares. And why, we'll just put then share capital introduced. Make sure no VAT is selected, and we'll click OK. And then here's the second lot of shareholders for the other £50 of share capital. So again, we'll put in the other person's name. We'll add account 950 again, and we'll put Y as to be share capital introduced. No VAT, and we'll click OK. If you've got a shareholder that's paid more than the nominal value for the shares, in this case, a shareholder has paid £5,000. Now, the nominal value of these example shares is only £100. So there's £4,900 that needs to get allocated to the share premium account. Now, by default, Xero doesn't include a share premium account. So what we first have to do is add that to the chart of accounts. So we go to the organisation screen at the top. We go to settings, we go to advanced settings, we go to chart of accounts, and we want to add a new account, and we'll be adding it down here in the equity section. So you can see share capital is 950. So what we'll do is we'll add a new account. Account type will be equity, because it's to do with share capital. And we'll call this account 955 because that will fall just after the share capital account in Xero. And we'll call this share premium account. Okay, and we'll click save. Make sure there's no VAT and click save. should see it's been added down the bottom here. There we go, 955 equity. So now that account's ready for us to actually allocate the share premium proportion of the share capital paid in to that account. So again, we find the money coming in. Okay, it's £5,000 coming here. So what we want to do is click on Add Details. It's received as a direct payment. Okay, it's from, you put the person's name, the shareholder's name. The date will fall automatically based on the bank payment. Okay, so we need to change this now. So the first £100 will go to the 950 account, share capital. But we need to add a new line. Now we can call it the same. We don't have to put anything special in the description. So the remaining 4,900 will go to 955, which is that new share premium account we created. Make sure there's no VAT. So we see the total here adds up to £5,000, which is what came into the bank. We've got £100, which is in respect of the nominal value of the share capital. And we've got the remainder, which is the 4,900, which is paid in excess of the nominal value, which is classed as share premium. And that goes to the share premium account. So then we click Save. And we click Reconcile. And that's it. If your company has issued new shares but they haven't been paid by the shareholders yet, then we still need to log those in Xero. And to do that, we need to create a manual journal. So we go up to the plus icon at the top. We click Manual Journal. And we call these perhaps unpaid share capital. We'll put a date in. I'll put today's date. Now, in the description, again, we can put unpaid share capital, and in the account we can use the 950 capital ordinary shares. So in this example, we'll say we've got a credit of £100. There's been £100 that's been issued as share capital. Now, to show that the amount hasn't been paid yet, we want to create a new debtor account for the individual shareholder that hasn't paid the money yet. So what we'll do is we'll add a new account. Account type will be current asset. Code, we'll call it 450. Okay. And we'll call this unpaid share capital JBlogs. That's the name of the shareholder, for example. And then we will make sure that no VAT is selected, and we'll click Save. Okay, so obviously it fills in automatically the debit side £100. So what this journal is doing is saying, okay, there's been an issue of £100 of share capital, which is the top line, and on the other side of the transaction it's saying the £100 share capital hasn't been paid yet, hasn't been received by the company from the individual shareholder. Therefore, we're creating a debtor account on the balance sheet for £100 here. And then we would click Post. But if the individual was also a director, we could actually change this second line to the director's loan account. So the default director's loan account is 835 in Xero. And that would then show that there's been a reduction in the amount owed to the director of £100. Then we click Post. If your company's issued a new class of shares, so it might be something called Ordinary A shares or Ordinary B shares, or perhaps Preference shares, then what we'll need to do is set up a new nominal in Xero for the new share capital class. So we go up to the organisation name at the top, we go to Settings, we go to Advanced Settings, then we go up to Chart of Accounts, and then we'll add a new account, and we'll add it nearby to the existing ordinary share. So we'll perhaps call this next one 951. And account type again will be equity, because it is still share capital. Code 951. And we'll call this ordinary A shares. Make sure that no VAT is selected, and we'll click Save. And you'll see that now ordinary A shares account 951 is available for you to allocate shareholding money coming in into the bank account to that particular share class within Xero.
Head over to XenonConnect.com now to find out how our cloud software can improve the quality of your bookkeeping and reduce the amount of time it takes to get it done. Thanks for watching, and remember to hit the subscribe button.